Hi, this is Susan Metzger, your state regent. And in this presentation, I'm excited to share with you some information about the history and the process of our supplemental application state mid-level review team. Here's a little bit of background about how the team came to be. Last fall, I was contacted by Pat McFall, our Registrar General, with an invitation to participate in a pilot project that was approved by the President General. The background and purpose of the project was to address this key problem that at national, the rate of the additional information requests, or those AIR letters, is about 15% for new applications, but that jumps to more than 30% for supplemental applications. And sometimes those supplemental applications are returned 2 to 3 times for corrections for additional information. In Kansas, each year we submit about 100 supplemental applications. So this pilot project team was put together, one in Kansas and one in Virginia, to help develop a process for state mid-level review of supplemental applications so that we can help streamline the process and improve the rate of approval. In Kansas, here's how we put together our pilot project team. Linda Jensen is the mighty chair of this pilot project. They are assisted by their executive liaison, Lee Cox, who's our state registrar. And then we have 4 members of the team, Brenda Dooley, Vicki Timmons, Beverly Yates, and Leslie Harris. Let's meet the members of the team.
Okay, hi, I'm Linda Jensen, and I am the lead or chair of the State Supplemental Mid-Level Review team. We're going to explain how we do this, but first I want to introduce my team or let them introduce themselves so that you can see the people who work behind the scenes to help you fine-tune your supplementals so that we can get them approved at national. So Brenda, why don't you introduce yourself and we'll start there.
Hi, I'm Brenda Dooley. I am the chair registrar of Desire Toby Series chapter and have been for a number of years. And at this point in time, my genealogy education consists of the RG forums and workshops at 15 continental congresses. And an eye-opening experience, and I've learned a lot through that process. Working with this team, I've also learned a lot more.
She's also
Anything else, Linda?
Yeah, you're also one of our past state regents. We don't want to forget that.
I don't know that that has anything to do with the work for this group.
But Brenda keeps us, she is very detail oriented and she keeps us all in line. So I greatly appreciate her assistance. Okay, Beverly, because you're next on my screen, why don't you go next?
I'm Beverly Yates. I'm a member of the Shawnee Mission group, and I do not currently hold an office. I enjoy this work tremendously, and I have taken the GRS courses online, and more importantly, in how I have developed my skills is that my husband and I have been doing genealogy for 20 years, and so that gives me a hold on where things are to look for. And I really enjoy this work. I like seeing new people come in.
Okay, Vicki, your turn.
I'm Vicki Timmons, and I'm the registrar for the Mary Draper chapter in Wichita. And I've just been doing this job for about 3 years now. I have taken the GEP 1, 2, 3 and the DNA class, and learning every day that I get on and try and work something out for somebody. So you just keep. I had no experience before I became the registrar. So.
Well, I greatly appreciate all of your assistance, ladies. And I didn't mention, I am a member of the Captain Jesse chapter. I will be there. I'm their vice regent now and have been the assistant registrar with the great Alice Hall since I joined in 2012. And I've also taken the GEP classes. But this actually has taught me a lot in doing this for the past year. We have learned a lot, ladies, and we'll keep going. Okay.
And Leslie Harris
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot Leslie. Oh my goodness. I'm so bad. Leslie Harris is a member of the Shawnee Mission chapter with Beverly. She's also a member of our group, but she's unable to be with us today.
So how does that team help improve the process of the reviews of our supplemental applications? Well, first, this team accepts supplemental applications either by email or by printed mail. They take all of those materials that you submit with your supplemental applications and they upload them into a Microsoft Teams platform. Each of those are given a folder containing the materials sent by the member or the registrar sometimes, and a cover sheet with the Word document for any notes and discussion topics. Then the team members meet to review the supplementals on their own, and then they arrange a time to meet for the team review session, and they hold those team review sessions via Zoom. Such a technical crew. When they get together online, they follow closely the guidelines of the Registrar General's Form RGG 8002. In the review sessions, they go through the listed names, dates, and places, and lineage with all the submitted documents or any cited national numbers to make sure that they're proven and correct. And then they identify areas of concern, such as any missing links between generations, missing documents for listed facts, or cited national numbers that aren't the most recent for that generation. Let's take a quick behind the scenes look at this well oiled machine to see their work in progress.
Okay. Hi, guys. We're going to let you see the back behind the scenes of what we do when we're reviewing supplementals. The stack that we're going to do today are people who have sent their supplementals to the subapp at kansasdar.org website, or email address, sorry. And we have individually reviewed them. And now as a team, we're going to go through and review them. And then you'll just see how this works. You'll see this obviously is not going to show the hours that we have spent getting these ready just to talk about them in a short amount of time. We try to go through these just like the GDs at National do. Just because the information's there, it should just go real quick. So you're about to see. Here we go. Okay, first one, Kathy for Patriot Able Right. Does everybody have that one?
Yes.
Yes.
Hey, everybody ready to go?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, line one, and need to remove the married name.
Yes.
On
Yes.
the lineage page.
Yes, on the lineage page.
Mhm.
Was there any corrections on page, the front page?
No.
Yes, there was.
Okay,
What you
needs
have,
to-
Brenda?
go
I
ahead.
have the 4 digits on the zip code, and there is an extra number on the applicant's phone number.
Okay, 4 digits. Okay.
Yes, you're
I'll make
right.
a correction. See, Brenda catches
And-
small stuff.
And very obviously, applications coming into us don't need signatures.
Yes, obviously.
Maybe we should say why they don't need signatures. That presumes that we are concerned that the applicant won't then make the changes that we suggest, and we'll just send it
Yes.
in already signed.
Right.
Yeah.
What what we want them to send to us is a working copy or a rough draft,
Right.
for us to fine tune and find the little things. And then that way you're not printing it twice on that special paper,
Right.
which can add up quickly. Okay, everybody okay with her birth date is listed on here?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All of the other information on generation 1 correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, generation 2, male's middle name is listed on the GRS under her previous application as Edward. She just has it listed as E. So we can add Edward in there. We need to remove the county of his birth because it's not listed on the previous application or and it's not listed on the death certificate either. Because she provided us with a death certificate because this death occurred after her last application. Did everyone see the death certificate?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, female's name should be Lola May instead of Lola M. This
And
one,
that's MAE.
MAE, yes. Okay, on this one, we're removing the city and keeping the county because it's not listed on either the previous application or the death certificate.
And you're talking about which line?
Generation 2 is talking about on the male, we removed the county. On the female, we're removing the city as place of birth.
Okay.
Okay, everything else matches either the previous application or the information on the death certificate.
Right.
Are you sure that the marriage information was on her application?
I can verify. Hold on. What I'm doing when I do this is I'm going to my other screen and I'm pulling up the GRS to look it up. Based on what I'm pulling up is the numbers as of listed on the reference cited page. Okay. Okay, the original application. Yeah, the marriage. Oh, no, they've actually marked out that marriage information. Good catch, Brenda. Let me make sure she doesn't have a supplemental, but no, just the one. Okay, then we'll remove the marriage information. And what I will do when we remove something like this from generations 1, 2, and 3, when I send this back to the member, I will ask them if they have that marriage certificate and they want to prove that information. Marriages aren't required, so if they want to, that's fine. If they don't, just leave it as is. Okay, generation 3. Everybody ready for that?
Yep.
For purposes of explanation, we might say that the death certificate that she supplied for generation 2 ties generation 2 and 3 together.
Yes, good point. Previous application would have done that too, but yeah, it's a good point. Okay, generation 3, again, we add the middle name.
Correct.
Generation 2. Okay, remove the county of the male's place of birth.
Yes.
And let's see, add the middle name in the female to Bell, B-E-L-L-E. We're going to remove the city of the female's place of birth and leave just the county and the state. And remove the county from the marriage location.
Yes.
Yes.
You covered my circles.
Okay. Okay, so everybody ready for generation 4?
Yep.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, generation 4, adding the middle name to the female again.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the only correction I had on generation 4.
Agree.
Yes.
We're good.
Okay.
Yes.
And I'm also, we'll just go kind of mention this too. You're supposed to use the most recent for each generation. And I've added little check marks on mine to show that the number that she listed is the most recent for generations 1 through 6.
And you're referring to the references page for the
Yes,
people who are listening.
to the national numbers that they list as proof of that generation.
Yes.
Right.
If they list a national number. Okay, everybody agree with that?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, that brings us to generation 5. Again, no corrections on this generation.
Mm-mm.
Agreed.
Okay, generation 6, same thing.
Right.
Correct.
Correct.
Okay, generation 7. She's brought in an additional birth record for this one
Right.
to add the date of the male's birth. It's not on the previous application of 10 December 1778 in
Right,
Vermont.
right,
That
And
also
on-
proves the connection to his father.
correct.
She doesn't have that listed as new info on
Okay.
the reference page.
Okay, so we need to write new info in front of that.
Right.
You are correct. I had that on there. I just didn't list it on the front.
Good.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I have a question about that document, because that document had no source information listed on it. No header, no footer, no nothing. Does she need to get something that shows that it was a document that came from Ancestry or Vermont Vital Records or something like that?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I have it written on here to include, I mean, I know she's blown it up so you can read it, but she probably does to include the rest of the page information where it's that. I agree.
Right, but because otherwise there's no way to know actually where those words came from.
Yep. It just looks like a hard file.
Yeah.
Agreed. I will make a note to include the non blown up version. I mean, and for those of you, we will get little pieces of just like one line of a census record and not get the complete record. So sometimes when you send in a census record, there's 3 copies of it. There's the blown up version where people can read it. There's the whole page where you can see the family on the page. And then there's the transcribed version of the census.
Right,
So it's not just the one blown up section that makes the easiest to read. So, okay, that was the only correction I had on Generation 7. Okay, what do you got? What I
Nothing.
missed?
Nothing.
Okay,
I have to go back and read. I had written little okays down by my red circles, so there's nothing else.
okay, and let me pull up the ancestor because I think I'm not remember. Yes, this child, Nathan Doan, is the only child of the Patriot that has been joined under. So the 3077 number that she's listed on the 8th generation is the most recent for this child.
right,
Okay. And that also provides the connection with the birth record to the father.
Right.
Okay. So the corrections on the lineage research, the lineage reference page is going to be the new info on generation 2, the new info on generation 7.
Mhm.
Okay. Any corrections on the service page, Brenda? I know that one's your favorite page to find.
Okay, back to page 2 though. She's got the ancestor number written twice on the 8th generation for page 2.
Yes, it should be all one line.
Yes.
Yep.
My only comments on page 4
Okay.
is GRS lists his service as a lieutenant.
Yeah, it has.
And she
Well,
is
it
soldier.
says private. The service description 1, also private. Captain Thomas Lee, Colonel Seth Warner of New Hampshire, Vermont, and Continental Service. So he's listed as a lieutenant and also as a private.
And neither one of those really a soldier. Well, they are, but they aren't.
Right. He proof of
So-
service is a pension record. Yeah, so instead of soldier, that should lieutenant, since that's what they have listed on top.
I mean, that's what you see when you pull up the ancestor record in GRS. So
I would agree. Yep, the rest of it matches. So change soldier to lieutenant. Okay.
would you leave all of that source citation there on page 4, or would you just leave the pension number?
All it has listed on the GRS is just the pension number.
But there's a whale of a lot more listed on the app she sent.
Right.
I wonder if when she did BAA, if it didn't populate, and she's sending in a copy of the service, because this is a 3,000 number as the most recent. So it may not have populated, so she may have to send in a copy of the service to prove the service. So that's probably she's listing where she got it, would be my guess.
I don't know that it makes any difference one way or the other, because if the genies don't want it, they'll just simply mark it out.
Right. I just think that's why she's included it, because of where she put it. Okay. Soldier, lieutenant. Okay, so now we vote. Do we approve this one and return it to the members saying that we approve it?
Yes.
Approve it.
Yes.
Okay, approved.
Isn't it amazing to see how that team works together to put together all the parts and pieces of a successful application? I know I sure am grateful for the work of that team and their talents. Here's just a highlight of some of the successes that they've received in just their first year as a pilot team. They've received 86 applications for supplementals from our Kansas daughters. The team reviewed and approved 58 of those applications. 16 they returned either to the registrar or the member for additional research. 12 of those supplementals have been verified by NSDAR since the team was formed, and 32 are pending review from NSDAR today. If you are interested in working with this team to submit your supplemental application, I highly encourage you to do so. You can learn more information by going to the members' website, members.kansasdar.org, with the username KSDAR and the password sunflower, and go to the SIP tab. At the bottom of the SIP tab, you'll see information about the supplemental mid-level review team. There's a helpful video that shares some information about the process, and then also a checklist of things that you might want to put together to help work with the team. And of course, if you have questions, I encourage you to contact the team chair, Linda Jensen, at supapp@kansasdar.org. I hope you enjoyed getting a sneak peek of the behind-the-scenes work of our supplemental state mid-level review team. Thank you.